Hello, my name is Professor Nira and I am the president of the Mathematical Association. And this is the 14th version of the vlog, What is the Point of Mathematics, where I interview interesting people about their views on mathematics. Today we have Dr. Sophie Carr. Dr. Sophie Carr, would you like to introduce yourself?
Thank you very much. Yes, I would. So I am the founder and owner of a data science company called Bays Consulting. And in the world of mathematics, I'm the vice president for education and statistical literacy at the World Statistical Society. And crucially, I am the world's most interesting mathematician.
Oh, very, very good. So today we have the world's most interesting mathematician as speaking to the world's coolest mathematician. So that's okay, according to this t-shirt. Very good. Now, I have to ask you the question, what is the point of mathematics?
Do you know what? When you asked me this question, I wasn't sure how I was going to answer. And I've been genuinely thinking about it. And I think I've boiled it down to a simple thing. The point of mathematics is to give joy and wonder. And that's what I think the point is. And I'll explain why I think. So I did not grow up thinking I was going to work in mathematics or statistics, certainly not in statistics. I grew up loving physics and engineering. But what I learned was that I loved fluid mechanics, which is maths. And the more I wanted to go, oh, why does that happen? Or how does that happen? And the more I wanted to find out, the more I ended up using mathematics. And actually, the joy I get when I solved something, or the wonder that I was like, why is that? It all boiled down to mathematics. Now, some people find sheer joy and beauty in proofs. They are lovely. But for me, solving things, finding things, understanding, it's just a lifetime of joy and wonder that I never thought I'd had. And it's come from mathematics. So there we go. That is the point. It's to bring joy and wonder into life.
So mathematics is to bring joy and wonder into life. So when you, let's say, for instance, one of the things I know that you are a communicator, is that something that you actually communicate to school children if they actually ask you the question, what is the point of mathematics?
Yeah, I try and tell them that because I try and explain to them that I did genuinely fall into the career of maths and statistics. I thought I was going to be an aeronautical engineer for my whole life. That's what I thought I was going to be. And it's very easy to give an answer of the point is you need it in order to get your change, or you need it in order to make sure you can find directions, or it's how your phone works. But there's a point where mathematics stops being sometimes entirely practical and actually goes into the abstract. And that's where some people don't like mathematics. And it's where it almost moves into art and you have to have leaps of faith almost to come up with the new ideas. So telling children that it's okay just to love maths because it makes you think, oh, how do I solve it? I wonder why that happens. How can I make that change? Why do lines go up and down? How do I get to the x-axis to be zero? What do I do? It's okay to love maths just because you enjoy doing it and it makes you happy. That's a perfectly valid reason for having maths in the world.
Okay, so as long as mathematics makes you happy, that is a perfectly good reason to do mathematics. It makes you happy, brings you joy and wonder. There you go. Do mathematics. Do mathematics. Why? It brings you joy and wonder. You heard it here on this vlog. Right. Here's the next question. Now, earlier this year, our Prime Minister, the British Prime Minister, Rishi Sunak, said that mathematics should be made compulsory to everybody up to the age of 18. Do you agree?
So I have two answers to this, and they are diametrically opposed. The easy answer is yes, everybody should do mathematics up to the age of 18. And the reason for that is it gives you immense life skills. And it genuinely makes me incredibly sad when you see on social media famous people going, oh, I didn't use mathematics, I don't need mathematics, arts aren't compulsory up to the age of 18. But English we use regardless of what subjects you're studying. And everybody should study maths. But by that, I do not mean that everybody should be sitting maths A-level, that everybody should be answering questions on paper, that everybody should be solving equations with a pen and paper. And the reason for this is that maths and statistics really forms part of our fundamental way of life. And we have to find a way as mathematicians, as maths educators, as statisticians, to bring people into the huge societal debates. Because artificial intelligence, for whatever you think that is, machine learning, algorithms drive today's society. And we have to have a way of talking about biased data sets, about what the outputs of these algorithms mean. And it is mathematics. People might not think it is, but it is mathematics. So people need to be involved in studying mathematics in a way that means something to them. And maybe it comes under a philosophy course, or maybe it comes under a data science, because how do you understand what the numbers that you're seeing in the world mean? If we can find a way of making people study and learn mathematics so that they understand what's happening in society, that is what I think everybody should study up to 18. Now, how we do that is a very different question, because lots of people by 16 have lost interest. There is lots of evidence that the people who resit GCSE maths post 16 have a lower pass rate. So should we find a different way of getting them an equivalent qualification, which doesn't require sitting an exam? Maybe it's that they can't pass exams, but maybe they could be assessed in a different way. Do they have those skills to understand how the world works and what numbers mean? Now, equally, if you love mathematics, for the joy and wonder of doing mathematics, you absolutely should have qualifications like maths, statistics, and further maths to push you. So yes, everybody should study it, but not necessarily through an examined method.
Okay, so everybody should learn mathematics, but not through an exam method. Why? Because society is driven by mathematics, statistics, AI, machine learning. Well, if we're going to understand these decisions, which is going to influence us, we need to know about mathematics. Do you agree?
Yeah, I do. That's absolutely it. But we have to find a way of engaging people, and we have to find a way of understanding if they've grasped the concepts, and that way of assessing that does not necessarily need to be a written exam.
Okay, well, thank you very much indeed, Sophie, Dr. Sophie Carr, for your views there on what is the point of mathematics. So this concludes the 14th edition of What is the Point of Mathematics? My name is Professor Nira, and I've been the president of the Mathematical Association. Thank you for listening, and goodbye.